It's going to be the best experience. You will never want to get rid of me. Trust me. I got the tongue for it. Trust me. You're so mean. Yeah, you're not going to go with them, huh? Tell them. Yeah, you tell them.
What happens when you mix disability, an extreme delusional ego, and social media fame? Meet Candi Rooks, a 43-year-old TikToker who's been exposed for some of the most disturbing behavior you can imagine. One of the recurring themes on Candi's TikTok is her stated preference for white women. On its own, that wouldn't be unusual, but Candi took things much further, repeatedly making negative comments about other races, particularly African Americans and Hispanics. At one point, she even said she was embarrassed by her own skin color and openly expressed a desire to change it, and it didn't stop there. Candi also made blunt insults toward Hispanic people, reinforcing a pattern of openly hostile behavior online. She's also posted statements attacking men as a whole, writing, "I do not date men at all," but even that isn't the most serious accusation against her. Candi was later caught sending extremely inappropriate messages to someone she knew was 16 years old. After this surfaced, she began baiting viewers in an attempt to stop people from discussing the situation or confronting her about it.
And if I get evicted behind this, all this is going down because y'all won't stop me. I promise you, I'm gonna myself if I get evicted.
Despite these accusations, Candi frequently points to her mental and physical challenges as an explanation for her behavior. However, in a striking contradiction, she was also caught harassing another similar individual, even going as far as wishing on them. Candi Wren Rooks, better known online as Candi, is a 43-year-old woman from Buffalo. Because her mother reportedly struggled with severe alcohol use during pregnancy, Candi now lives with fetal alcohol syndrome, a condition associated with physical features such as a lazy eye, along with significant learning difficulties and other lifelong developmental challenges that make daily life more complicated than it is for the average person. Candi's online presence initially appeared relatively harmless when she first began posting in 2022. Much of her early content focused on her collection of reborn dolls and Cabbage Patch Kids. However, this quickly turned into one of the first strange patterns viewers noticed. Candi repeatedly abbreviated Cabbage Patch Kids as CP instead of the correct abbreviation CPK. She even went as far as creating a TikTok account using CP directly in the username, something that immediately raised eyebrows among viewers familiar with the term's far more serious and widely recognized implications online. And given that the terms CP represent something entirely different and extremely disturbing, her audience tried to correct her. But Candi wasn't the one to listen. Instead, she took this personally and went out of her way to make a video arguing that she was correct and that her calling Cabbage Patch Dolls CP was the proper shorthand form, all while trying to flex that she was right and the people who told her otherwise were not.
Oh my God, I'm proving y'all wrong and y'all mad. You are mad. You are mad. I'm proving y'all wrong.
And she even played a song to celebrate this supposed huge win.
Alexa, play my Spotify playlist.
While Candi's main content type, which is her interaction with her dolls, seems somewhat normal at first, or at worst just cringe, it is far from that. Candi has an abnormally large number of these dolls, a number which at one point was as high as 39, which is especially excessive given how expensive these particular dolls are. She then created a TikTok account mainly for posting pictures of her reborn dolls, which still managed to garner nearly 800 followers. And she refers to these dolls as her kids, giving each of them a name, and even posting photos of the dolls with captions like, "Me and my baby have matching toupees." Not only that, but she also posts videos of herself cosplaying with these dolls and acting as if she is talking to a real person, even creating scenarios such as mediating between two dolls that are supposedly fighting.
What she said? Yeah, be nice to her mommy. What else? Yeah. Mommy is right. Exactly. You tell him, Lucy. You got a whale. You got a whale. You got a dolphin. Yeah. She said, yeah.
And before we go further into the story, I need a small favor from you. I've started posting these deep dives on Spotify as well, so if you prefer listening instead of watching, or you just want to support me, make sure to follow me there. The link to my Spotify is in the description. She then makes extremely bizarre and disturbing claims, such as saying that some people attempted to kill one of her dolls and failed.
This is the one they tried to... Oh, and I still have her.
And while it is somewhat normal for some people who have depression or anxiety to relieve stress by bonding with reborn dolls, Candi's extreme obsession, along with spending all day, every day cosplaying with them, was seen as extremely unsettling by her audience, with people commenting, And these dolls are genuinely terrifying, oh my god. Besides the disturbing nature of it all, Candi's extreme obsession with these dolls also started creeping into her finances. While she receives a significant amount of money from state disability checks, she reportedly spends most of it on buying reborn dolls that cost tens of thousands of dollars, while ignoring her day-to-day financial responsibilities, including her apartment rent. After months passed without Candi paying her rent, despite multiple warnings from the landlord, by the end of 2024, the landlord decided to evict her. Candi then resorted to social media and started begging for money so she could afford to move into a different place. But funnily enough, she was not even humble when asking for help. She would constantly insult people who asked normal questions like, "Why don't you get a job?" and crash out on commenters by saying they had no life and were all haters, all while reframing her begging as not begging at all, but simply asking for a favor that she seemed to believe she was entitled to.
If you want to donate, you're going to donate because out of the kindness of your heart. I know everybody's going through. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm not begging. I'm just simply asking. I said, if you want to, you guys need to open your ears and hear me out. You guys just so critical and so ignorant and just so desperate to be ignorant and want to be selfish.
And when people naturally refused to donate, and she received little support because of her obvious attitude, she then tried to guilt-trip viewers by saying that their refusal to donate was on their conscience, and that they should feel bad about it.
It's going to be on your conscience when you don't donate, and I'm still in my home because you didn't donate. Yeah.
The comment section quickly roasted her for saying this. One person sarcastically wrote, "I can't sleep knowing I didn't help. I need to do the right thing and help." And another said, "My conscience is too tired to care from being at work all day." The irony of this situation is that at this point, she had nearly 40 reborn dolls, and she could have sold at least some of them to get cash to help her move into a new apartment, but instead, she chose to beg online and even created a GoFundMe. When people pointed this out in her comments, instead of replying respectfully, Candi became defensive and angry at the people asking and dismissed it as negativity.
Do not ask me to sell my reborns. My reborns are not getting sold. Nothing in my house is getting sold. So I need y'all to stop. Either donate or don't donate. But don't come in here with your negativity. Don't come here and tell me what to do, because you're not going to get it. So stop.
Soon she managed to move into a new apartment, but ironically she did not even bring the dolls she had refused to sell and when she was financially desperate. Instead, she left almost all of them behind in her old apartment, bringing only 2 out of the 40 dolls with her.
Come share this video. I want to just point out, you guys are going to notice that I only have 2 babies now. I had to leave a lot of my babies behind. I could not bring all of them. I'm not going to get into that. It's going to make me cry, but I will tell you that I miss my babies so much. A lot of y'all OGs know how I miss my babies.
While Candi was already getting traction at this point for her cringe content, she soon became more infamous and went viral, but not for the best reasons. Besides her normal posts, Candi often went live on TikTok, and during this period she frequently misread comments, either because of her eye condition, or possibly because she struggled to read them clearly. As a result, she sometimes interpreted neutral or even positive comments as negative and reacted aggressively. For example, when one person commented, "How do you spell that?" Candi misread it as "How do you smell?" and then became upset.
How do you smell? How do you smell? How do your upper lips, how does this smell right here? How does this smell? There you go. That's how I smell.
And even when other people in the chat tried to tell her, she refused to hear it and continue with insulting the person. And this happened so often during her live streams that she eventually became infamous for it, with people constantly talking about it on TikTok. The number of people who got banned from her live streams and even blocked from following her account became so large that under almost every video about her there were comments like this. "Bro, she always reads my comments and block me. I was never rude to her. She didn't know how to spell the sentence I put and got mad." And another said, "I did say something, but it wasn't rude. I told her she misunderstood a comment because she took it in a rude way and then she blocked me so fast. And if that wasn't bad enough already, Candi would then threaten to ban anyone who told her she was misreading things, claiming she was reading everything properly, even though she clearly knew she had a problem with reading."
I'm blocking anybody that says I can't read.
Funnily enough, she even said in one of her live streams that she was not the one misreading comments, but rather her chat was wrong, and that many of them should go back to school.
I know how to read very well. A lot of y'all need to go back to school and learn how to read.
This delusion was not a one-time occurrence, but something repeated throughout her TikTok presence, where she even went as far as bragging about being extremely smart and higher functioning than most people with degrees and diplomas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I know I'm smart. So I know I'm very smart and very high functioning. I got more common sense than a lot of people that graduated with diplomas. Let's put it out there. Even people that graduated 21, they don't got much sense.
Even more ironically, the reason she believed she was smarter than everyone else was because she had not gone to jail or stolen from other people, which has nothing to do with being smart or high-functioning in the way she meant it.
I've never been to jail, never been in imprisonment. I always stayed out of jail, don't steal. Like, and you got these 18-year-old people that graduated at 18 and doing the shit that I said. Like, what?
Even though Candi is clearly mentally challenged, these delusions, along with putting herself above everyone else and bragging about things like this, made people dislike her much more and stop feeling sorry for her. People were commenting things like, "I try to give her some grace because she is clearly disabled, but she pisses me off so bad, my god." And another said, "Bro, she's so cocky and rude." Each time somebody compliments her response is, "I know." Although she gained significant infamy because of her meltdown on live streams and the cringe nature of her reborn doll videos, Candi's real viral moment came after posting a video where she explained her preferences, stating she only wants to date white females and no one else.
I don't want no African American. I don't want no Mexican. I want a Caucasian woman only. And yes, I am going to be very picky about what I want because I deserve it. I'm gorgeous, I'm attractive, and I can bring a lot to the table. But if you're not my type of person, you don't need to worry about what I like and what I'm looking for.
She also laid out an extensive list of requirements for anyone to even be considered for dating her, including having their own car, their own apartment, and several other criteria, while offering almost nothing in return except living off the person's money, staying home all day, and streaming on TikTok Live.
And she'll be single, and she'll have a part-time job in her own apartment, and knowing how to live on her own by herself. Have a good day. Another thing, the female has to have a vehicle.
Although these qualifications were far more than what she could realistically offer, it would have been somewhat understandable if she hadn't insulted anyone who didn't meet them. Instead, she called people ugly, and even hurt the feelings of anyone who approached her without meeting her demands.
But if you're ready for a real woman that would treat you right, come on over. But I'm not ready for games, I'm not ready for playing toys.
It gets worse, she also attacks people for their preferences. In one TikTok description, Candi wrote, "I do not date men at all. They are not good people no matter what culture they are in." She continued, Candi also displayed extreme delusions about herself in these ridiculous dating requirements, constantly claiming to be drop-dead gorgeous, giving herself a perfect 10 in appearance, and repeatedly describing herself and pretty. She even claimed that her lips were very soft, which viewers in her chat found amusing.
My lips are very, 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 very soft. Why is that a laugh out loud?
Unsurprisingly, the comment sections reacted negatively, with people writing things like, "Very soft, but yet they are peeling and the lipstick is stuck between the cracks." Instead of taking these comments gracefully or even ignoring them, she would lash out and label everything as hate comments. While everyone is entitled to their own preferences, Candi's preference for dating white females soon escalated into blunt hostility toward other racial groups, mostly African American and Mexican people, eventually turning into overt racism. It all began when Candi posted a video where she unpromptedly stated that she doesn't support Black History Month in a way that came across as extremely rude. While it is her choice not to support these kinds of events, there was no reason to post it on TikTok, and she made it worse by delivering the message in a tone that was clearly negative. But this is not even the worst part. During another live stream, when someone asked if she would support a White History Month if one existed, she did not hesitate to answer yes.
What do you think about Black History Month?
I don't do it.
You don't do, oh. What,
No,
like any specific reason? Like,
I just have my own preferences for it and I just don't do it.
oh. Would you do like Caucasian History Month?
Yep, I don't care. I mean, whatever.
Candi also opposes Black Lives Matter. While it is fine to have an opinion, her aggression and tone were so off-putting that her entire chat turned against her, forcing her to turn off comments. Even worse, in this live stream, she stated that the reason she hates these black celebrations is that she wants to celebrate white people before celebrating her own culture. When asked what she would change about herself if she could, she immediately said her skin color, followed by blonde hair, claiming she wanted to be Caucasian. By this point, it was clear that Candi harbors deep disdain for her own people, and desperately seeks acceptance from a community she does not belong to. Many considered this final statement the proverbial nail in the coffin.
I mean, let me tell you what I would change about myself. If I could change these things about myself, these two things about myself, if I could change them. My skin color would be number one. That would be on top priority. My skin color would be number one I would change about myself. And my hair, I would be blonde hair and Caucasian. Those are the two things I would change about myself.
After posting this video, she faced significant backlash online, with people commenting, "I can't imagine hating myself this much." And another said, "The self-hate hits hard and explains all you need to know about her." And this situation became so overwhelming for Candi that she felt compelled to make a response video, attempting to defend herself, claiming that she loves herself, and that the only thing she wants to change are her skin color and her hair color. In the video, she even went as far as saying that if she didn't love herself, she wouldn't have woken up every day, worked hard, and pushed through challenges, implying that her determination and daily efforts were proof of her self-love.
For the people in the bag, I love myself every day I wake up. But like I said again, if I would change something about myself, it would be my skin. It's not saying I don't like myself. It's not saying anything. It's just saying I like what I like. And if I had a chance to change something, it would be my skin color.
Despite these excuses and her desperate attempts to convince her audience that she is not racist toward her own skin color, Candi continued making blatantly racist remarks. On multiple occasions, she openly stated that she feels embarrassed by her own skin color, framing it as a personal flaw rather than a societal issue. Ironically, in another video, she accused other black people of wanting to be someone else, despite the fact that she herself is desperately trying to change her own skin color.
Y'all don't even know your own culture. Y'all out here trying to be somebody that y'all not. Y'all out here trying to make yourself somebody that you're not.
Not only that, she claimed that other black Americans were bullying her because they supposedly wanted to be white. This statement makes little sense, especially considering that Candi herself is being openly hateful toward her own skin color. Candi's hateful attitude, however, is not limited to black Americans. She also openly expresses animosity toward Hispanic people. In one of her live streams, when asked a question about dating, she said she doesn't date Mexicans because she is a lesbian, a statement that makes no logical sense, as her orientation has nothing to do with ethnicity. Additionally, Candi runs dating live streams where she invites multiple participants. During these streams, she has announced that anyone who is Hispanic should not even be on her chat, let alone participating in the live stream. Despite receiving backlash from viewers pointing out her racist remarks, Candi did not reconsider her behavior. Instead, she doubled down, making even harsher statements by claiming she doesn't want to interact with Mexicans on her live streams, and that they should not dare to contact her under any circumstances.
We're having a dating thing. If you're Mexican, please don't bring there. Don't think that you're gonna get none because you're not.
What makes this even more disturbing is that Candi genuinely believes her actions are entirely positive and uplifting. She frames her insults as guidance or helpful criticism, suggesting that if people take offense, it is only because they are too soft to appreciate her supposed wisdom. In reality, her positivity is consistently tied to insulting people based on their skin color or ethnicity, which is deeply troubling. Although everything discussed so far demonstrates that Candi is extremely deranged and displays ongoing racist behavior, the next accusations would solidify her reputation on social media as a predator, marking a turning point in her online notoriety. Around the end of 2025, a disturbing interaction between Candi and a 16-year-old girl was leaked through one of Candi's live clip repost accounts.
What else would you do when you see me? When you see me in real life, what would you do? Tell me, what else would you do?
While the full context of the situation remains unclear, including the circumstances and the intention of the 16-year-old, it appears from the voice memos that the girl is playing along with Candi's pace, responding to her questions. It was also evident that Candi knew exactly how old the girl was. Instead of stopping or refusing to engage in the clearly inappropriate conversation, she escalated it, taking the dialogue to a new level. She promised the girl how she could satisfy her if they were to meet and urged her to come to Buffalo to see her. Despite this clear evidence, Candi initially denied the allegations, labeling the interaction as fake and claiming she never spoke to the person. However, in a shocking turn of events, a leaked voice call between her and her TikTok live moderator revealed that Candi admitted to all the accusations. She attempted to defend herself by insisting she had not done anything physically to the girl, claiming she had only thought about it. After the leaks between herself and the 16-year-old girl were confirmed as factual, Candi attempted to portray herself as the victim, claiming that the girl had initiated the conversation. This is a ridiculous defense given the severity of the accusations, as nobody forced Candi to engage in the conversation in the way she did. Once she discovered the girl's age, she could have immediately stopped responding or ignored her entirely, but she chose to continue. In another video, Candi added that she was supposedly not interested in dating the girl after learning her age, claiming that she only dates women who are 21 and older. This explanation does little to justify her earlier behavior, as the inappropriate interactions had already occurred.
I'm attracted to 21 years old, and between 21, my age ranges are between 21 and 49.
And this also directly contradicts with how and what she was saying in the leaked messages. Candi was very desperate to date this girl, and even worse, to sleep with her, which is very clear for anyone who has listened to their messages. Candi then claimed that the 16-year-old girl was not real, and that she was AI generated, insisting that this was the reason she played along and not because she was genuinely interested. This explanation is clearly false and contradicts her previous statements, further highlighting her responsibility in the situation and her desperation to clear her name. When these lies failed to convince people, Candi began lashing out at anyone who questioned her about the incident. She blocked critics and dismissed their concerns, claiming that the past is the past, and that she would not be held accountable for something that happened previously.
The past is the past. That's just like you robbed my old house and I don't live there no more. Move the on. That's the same thing with that little girl situation. Let that go. Move that off of my. Do not bring that negativity to my page, or otherwise you will be blocked.
But this strategy did not help her either, as people continued bringing up the situation. In one of her live streams, her chat directly confronted her about the interaction, with messages like, "What were your intentions with that 16-year-old?" Candi's response to the question of why she is at fault in this situation was to insist that she is no longer talking to the 16-year-old, completely ignoring the core issue of why she engaged with her in the first place.
I don't even talk to no more. I don't know what y'all want me to, how y'all want me to explain to you. I'm not trying to get out of anything. I don't want to talk about it. Y'all want to talk about it? I don't want to talk about it. It's over. It's done. I don't talk to her anymore, so that's irrelevant. So I don't want to hear nothing about it.
When her chat continued to bring up the allegations, Candi became increasingly angry, claiming that anyone mentioning the situation was spreading negativity in her life. She began banning users and after only a few minutes, abruptly ended the stream to dodge any further questions about the accusations. As if that was not alarming enough, her behavior escalated. She began baiting, claiming that if people continued discussing the allegations, and she got evicted because of it, she would unalive herself and leave behind a list of names of those who were talking about the situation.
And if I get evicted behind this, all this is going down because y'all won't stop me. I promise you, I'm gonna myself if I get evicted.
One of her live stream moderators, known as Pug, publicly defended Candi, citing her disability and claiming she does not grasp that talking to minors is wrong. Pug said, "Why doesn't anybody understand she is slow? Like she literally talks to herself, as you can see. You record while she is doing it. She is not like you and I, clearly. Imagine this was your son or daughter or your sister. You better hope something like this doesn't happen to one of your family members. You think she really knows the difference between ages and talking to a minor? What is wrong with you guys?" While it is true that Candi has certain mental challenges, using this as an excuse for her behavior in this situation is completely invalid. Candi herself explicitly acknowledged the age issue when speaking to the 16-year-old, indicating that she knew the girl was too young to be dating her. She even admitted that their interactions needed to be kept secret so others would not find out and criticize her. In their direct messages, Candi said, "I will not put you online because you are 16, and what I would do is just keep your privacy and our business private. Whatever we go through, it is our business. I'm not worried about getting in trouble, but we would have to wait for our relationship until you get a little bit older." This clearly shows that Candi was fully aware of the inappropriateness of the situation, making any claims that she didn't know better completely false. While Candi constantly accuses her audience of harassing and bullying her, claiming they are accusing her of something without sufficient proof, despite the fact that she literally admitted the leaked messages with the 16-year-old were real, she then turns around and does the exact same thing to someone she considered a friend on TikTok Live, a person who goes by the name Ashley. She attacked Ashley, making accusations and causing drama, even though the basis for her claims was flimsy at best, showing a complete double standard in how she treats others versus how she claims she is treated. Despite her repeated and desperate attempts to find a white girlfriend online constantly failing, things seemed to change on February 12, 2026, when she claimed to have found a woman named Bailey who went to live with her and professed her love. This became a moment of high excitement for Candi, as she appeared extremely happy and visibly blushing during the live stream.
"This is to all the haters who said she would never get a pretty Caucasian lady, because I am in love with Candi. She is the funniest, prettiest. I'm excited to get married. I'm going to wear a white wedding gown and it's going to be beautiful."
In that same live stream, another person using the name Ashley appeared and also confessed her love for Candi, meaning that she suddenly had two women simultaneously fighting over her attention. However, both of these individuals were not real people. They were using fake profile pictures and AI-generated voices. Although her chat repeatedly warned her about the obvious fakes, Candi refused to acknowledge it and insisted on believing in the authenticity of these accounts, showing her continued pattern of denial and poor judgment. Eventually, Candi realized that both Bailey and Ashley were fake accounts and posted a video addressing the situation. Yet, even after this revelation, she continued crashing multiple times, specifically targeting Ashley, further amplifying her obsession with the fabricated drama. In a shocking twist, despite knowing both accounts were fake, She returned to interacting with Ashley online and posted a video claiming that they were going to get married and that Ashley had already proposed to her.
Thank you so much. We love each other. Me and Ashley are getting engaged. We're married. We're getting married. We're getting married. Look at my ring. See?
During a particular live stream, Candi made multiple inconsistent claims that made it abundantly clear that this entire engagement story was fabricated by her. When her audience asked where they could find Ashley on social media to congratulate her on the engagement, Candi initially claimed that Ashley didn't even know they were engaged and instructed her viewers to surprise her.
But you can thank her in your comments. But she tells you that we're not engaged. We are. She came to my house. Don't listen to her. She just don't want people to know yet.
She then followed up with a contradictory statement, claiming that Ashley didn't want the engagement announced and preferred to keep it private, only to later contradict herself in the same live stream by saying that Ashley was the one who told her to announce it to the audience. These opposing statements further solidify that Candi is lying and demonstrate that she is an unreliable narrator, incapable of maintaining consistency, even within her own storytelling.
Like the other day when she came to my house, I was shocked, but she told me not to say nothing until today. So I wanted to surprise you. She told me to go on here early and to surprise y'all that we are getting married.
As expected, this so-called love soon faded, and Candi turned on Ashley, posting multiple videos claiming that Ashley was a known child and that she had evidence to prove it. However, this was entirely false. Candi did not actually know anything about Ashley beyond her first name, and when viewers asked her to provide proof saying, "Candi, you gotta post the proof," she blocked the person who asked her and didn't post any kind of proof to back her serious claim, showing once again a pattern of creating drama and making serious accusations without any factual basis. Not only that, Candi went further by making multiple videos asking her audience to contact her if they had any information on Ashley, including where she lived, so that Candi could dox her online. This behavior is not only extremely dangerous and unethical, but it also clearly shows that Candi is not the victim she constantly tries to present herself as. Instead, she is the one engaging in harassment, intimidation, and attempts to control others through fear, fully reversing the narrative she tries to portray. But this is far from the only time Candi has encouraged harassment towards someone else. Another notable example involves a TikTok live moderator named Cece, who Candi expressed romantic interest in, largely because Cece is a white female. Candi attempted to pursue a relationship, complimenting Cece and telling her that she was cute. However, Cece politely declined, stating that she only wanted to remain friends. Instead of accepting this rejection gracefully, Candi became visibly upset and snapped at Cece, making a dismissive and confrontational comment. "I kind of figured out something is not right with you." From that moment onward, she began publicly attacking Cece online, posting a series of disturbing and aggressive messages simply because she was rejected. These actions demonstrate a clear pattern in Candi's behavior. When her desires are denied, she shifts immediately into harassment mode, targeting the other person, escalating the situation, and involving her audience in her campaigns of intimidation. This incident with Cece reinforces a recurring theme across Candi's online presence. Rather than taking responsibility or respecting boundaries, she weaponizes her audience and her platform to attack anyone who does not comply with her expectations. Candi posted on her Facebook accusing Cece of eating her pets. Cece lets her cat poop all over her house, anywhere and everywhere. She doesn't keep her house clean. Candi also targeted Cece for having a disability and receiving an SSI check, which is particularly ironic because Candi herself receives government disability benefits. She wrote, "Cece, you get an SSI check every month. You don't get it because you are normal. You get it because you have a problem. And you have a mental problem." But this ramblings would get at a very terrifying turn when Candi started targeting Cece's life, as well as doxing Cece's address in her YouTube post, and then saying, "She lives in Missouri, so if anybody sees her, you can go and take her down any way you want." While a few chunk of people still attempt to defend Candi, citing her mental and physical disabilities as a reason for her behavior, these excuses cannot erase the severity of her actions. Her behavior goes far beyond what could reasonably be explained by a disability, crossing legal and ethical lines, and showing a clear pattern of harassment and manipulation. Because of her ongoing pattern of disturbing behaviors, Candi has now become a rising figure in the Walalkawa community. People have now created a dedicated subreddit and thread on Kiwi Farms documenting her increasingly erratic and dangerous conduct on TikTok, effectively cementing her reputation as a highly toxic and controversial online personality.